Just come on, Brandon. Come on down here. Just an ordinary brother sitting right among you. Tell him what you told me yesterday. Hold the mic up a little bit.
I had a couple of garnishments. Some people had came back from 2014 and added like over 100% interest on it, and so it came up to be like $32,000.
How many of y'all say? How many? That's kind of bad, right? But remember now, this God that you serve. This God that you serve. Even if we put ourselves in some of this stuff, if you just call on your daddy, right? Your daddy not trying to punish you. He's trying to promote you. Y'all got it? I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this because it's going to be tempted to be moving based on what you're going through or be down by the garnishments. What did you do, Brandon?
They were taking 25% of my check every week.
25% of the man check.
And then I started pinching off my tithes.
He started pinching off the tithe.
I wasn't paying.
He just going to pinch the tithe off of him. How you going to pinch the tithe off? Please, don't worry about that, all right? We'll talk about that later. But that's like gangster. How you pinch off a tithe? But go on.
And so...
now, I'm saying this because, here's what I'm saying. How you handle your money is a direct reflection on what you really believe. Like, you don't realize you have an invisible king who's over every president. That's why the Christians be getting all in an uproar. Your king over every president. Every one of them. Your king over every dictator. It's not that the United States Department of Defense budget that's protecting this country. It's your king and your Lord. He says, if the Lord don't watch the city, the watchmen watch in vain. You got to get this in your mind. You got to get this in your heart. You are supernatural, superhuman. You're not just an ordinary person. And if they got something you dealing with, God's going to deal with it. Go on, Brandon. Tell them what we're working with.
Okay. So I started paying them, but I wasn't paying them properly. I would pay a bill.
He started paying them, and he wasn't paying them properly. So he pinching tithes. Go on.
So
go on.
Some came to me where pay it as soon as you wake up in the morning, so you know the direct deposit.
Oh, you can't. You got it. It wasn't something.
Well, yeah.
The Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit gives you root cause answers. I'm gonna tell you again. The Holy Spirit gives you root cause. Some of us want answers to symptoms. The Holy Spirit will give you root cause. That way, if you deal with the root cause, all the symptoms go away. Come on, Brandon.
And so the Holy Spirit told me to pay them as soon as direct deposit hit. So I'm paying it first.
So what is he saying? I got to tell you now, systematize the things you do on a regular basis. So you ain't got to be thinking about it, right? Because you know if you get that cash, you know how you are. You got that cash, that wad of cash, and the Holy Spirit said, now that's 10%. That belongs to me. But you got that cash in your hand. Instead of just automatically, well, you don't mess with it, you got it in your hand. And you know when you get that cash in your hand, it's hard for you to let it go. Because it's almost like your hand be wanting to not let it go. So the only way you can deal with that hand is don't let it get in your hand. Go on, Brandon.
And so I reached out to the people who had the garnishment. I prayed first.
So you started tithing and you started giving the first. You stopped pinching.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I prayed on it.
On it.
I reached out to the people and I asked them would they be willing to settle for what I had paid already. And so 2 days later, I called back and they told me that they accepted my terms and forgave like $25,000 worth of debt.
How much?
A little bit over 24,000.
24,000. How much? Say that again. Just how much?
24,000.
Now I know a lot of y'all rich. That's not a lot to you. I know. You know, but for some of us others, that's a pretty penny. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Brandon. Come on, give Brother Brandon a hand.